right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here at the official ARC, the Athletic and Recreation Center here in Kingston, Ontario. My name is Everett DeLorme, joined by the one and only Kyle Campo. And Kyle, feels like just yesterday you and I were here for a different tournament, but for some medal matches in the U Sports National Championships. Now we are here for the bronze medal match of the 2024 Volleyball Pro-Am.
Should be an exciting bronze medal match, and then the gold medal matchup to follow is two exciting semifinals. So we have the team Blackfly and team Pakmen, and both teams looking to respond and rebound after maybe a disappointing result, obviously, in the semifinals, as the Blackfly team losing to Adapt and Pakmen losing to the Pro-Am team. So that'll be featured in our gold medal match to follow this one, but some big names and some exciting volleyball players and some great teams to be featured here on our main court here at the ARC for the bronze medal match first and foremost. So, and then Everett, just looking at some of the names on the rosters for both of these teams, what are you sort of anticipating here, and how do guys maybe respond coming out of maybe a disappointing semifinal loss?
Well, you know what? This was the final that we were expecting, right? This is the match that we thought was going to be going on at 3:30 or 4, not here in the bronze. So I think that for both of these teams, they're going to be looking for a little bit more redemption, but these teams also haven't played each other. They know each other very, very well. Just to put in context, there's only two guys on this team who didn't play for Pakmen growing up, right? And that is going to be Owen Kelly and Blake Fenwick on the Blackfly side of things. So these guys know each other really, really well. And just for bragging rights, not to mention that sweet, sweet Cottage Springs prize pack that they keep on talking about, I think the guys are going to want to come out here and ball out.
So looking at the Blackfly roster, Jackson Beer, Tom Sora, Joey Jarvis, Cole Ketrzinski, Blake Fenwick, Owen Kelly, Tyler Pavlik, and Zach Albert. And the Pakmen team, Quentin Greenridge, Shawan Vernon Evans, Terrell Bramwell, Will Basilio, Jazraj Najjar, Matt Powell, and just Karen Kalsi. So some big names there for volleyball fans who have followed the game in Canada and beyond. Some pro caliber and pro players that are here in Kingston competing for the Pro-Am Championship. And as Everett mentioned, a lot of familiar faces to not just you as our viewers, but familiar to one another as well, as a lot of these guys played club volleyball together throughout the number of different years. And Pakmen, as we are getting set to get underway here. Final logistics to get sorted. Should be a great matchup between these two sides.
Yeah, honestly, I'm excited for this one. I think there's a lot of intriguing athletes on the court right now on either side, and I'm excited to see them ball out. To be honest, this is the first time I've really had a chance to see this Blackfly team play, and it's littered with talent all throughout the roster.
First serve of the bronze medal match to be taken by Tom Sora. As Najjar pushes to the outside, Vernon Evans up over the top. Sora gets back into the front court, sets to the outside to Jarvis, but the block right away by Shawan Vernon Evans. Right there to find Joey Jarvis, who's just going to laugh that one off and move on to the next.
Yeah, Shawan really keyed in on that one, dove into the cross, and absolutely shut the door on Joey Jarvis.
Najjar, the first serve, the other side. A hybrid float once again from Najjar, sent over by Ketrzinski. Passed up by Najjar. Second ball swung away by Basilio, but it's dug up nicely on the Blackfly side of the net. Najjar into the middle. Great swing by Powell. Gets good contact on it there, and first 2 points go the way of Pakmen.
Yeah, Pakmen coming out flying here, and they maybe finished the last match a bit flat, a little flat. And, you know, they took the first pretty easily. They were leading in the second, then everything kind of just started to fall apart and weren't able to get it together in the third. So I think they're coming back with a little bit more revenge here as they've been on it, and now another chance to go up 3-0, but Cole Ketrzinski shuts the door.
Ketrzinski reading the kind of the roll shot there from Vernon Evans, able to send it back to the other side of the net, get the first point of this opening set for Blackfly, and Ketrzinski comes back to serve. Try to tie things up here. A spinner upcoming by Ketrzinski. Basilio on receive. Greenridge takes second ball, sets in tight to Bramwell. Pass to the right side, Jarvis off the block, but leaves some gaps in the back on defense. Drops then to the open floor. And look, the block there from Pakmen.
Yeah, Joey Jarvis, 0 for 2 so far offensively as he gets blocked, this time by Terrell Bramwell. And they've got a bit of a fire-up situation going on with Bramwell blocking on the left there. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but great run there by Pakmen, but good answer by Blackfly running Zach Albert on the left side.
Albert able to convert for Blackfly, and that'll bring Blake Fenwick back to the service line here for Blackfly, looking to close the gap. It's 3-2 for Pakmen. Run into the middle again to Powell, who's able to get to the outside of the block set up by Jackson Beer. And a side out there for Pakmen. That'll bring Powell to the service line. Doesn't get enough height on the serve there. Maybe a service error from Powell. And that'll bring Joey Jarvis back to serve here for Blackfly. 4-3 the advantage here early on in the opening set. The bronze medal match between Blackfly and Pakmen. Great serve by Jarvis, but it's passed up well by Vernon Evans. High set to the outside. Basilio goes cross, but a great dig by Owen Kelly. Brought back and just a roll over the top, passed up by Najar. Second ball taken by Greenridge. To the outside, Basilio, and another good touch by Kelly. Ketrzinski. Forearm high ball in tight to the tape, and trying to get contact in it there was Albert, but I don't think it made contact on the block ever. It got clipped up maybe by the tape, and it's called on the double touch.
Yeah, I don't think that made it over and touched any of the Pakmen guys. But Owen Kelly all over the place, even picking up the ball that was already dead. Two huge digs in that rally.
Serve coming from Bramwell, short into the net. So the service error gives one back here to Blackfly. Back within one. As Zach Albert will come back to serve.
Albert, another former Fanshawe Falcon, also former U of T varsity blue.
Jar. Good pick up by Jarvis inside, and he gets the ball right back.
Oh, no.
Trying to get it set across there. Tom Sora trying to find Jarvis.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit too much to ask of Jarvis, even though capable of getting there, but certainly after reaching the floor on first contact to get the third ball, maybe a little bit difficult to try to pull off, but he almost did it.
He almost did it, yeah, maybe a little bit too rushed. Questionable decision there by Tom Sora. That's an inside set. Ooh.
Finds Ketrzinski, pushes to the outside of the block setup. Jarvis takes first ball. Now it's Sora to the outside. Ketrzinski off the block, but it's out of bounds, and a good tool there by Cole Ketrzinski. Still an imposing block on the other side by Shawan Vernon Evans, but able to find the location of those hands and able to chisel it off and go out of bounds.
Yeah, Cole Ket had a fantastic year at Pepperdine. Next week he'll be heading to Lüneburg to play alongside his brother in the Bundesliga. They'll be once again a Champions League team this year, so you can check out Cole Ketrzinski playing in the Champions League later on this year. From Pro-Am to Champions League.
Serve from Beer, they run it to Kelsey.
I love that run with Kelsey. He's so dynamic as a middle, and I love the fact that he's a lefty, and generally with lefties I think you try to keep it simple, but they run 31s with him. They run the 61s with him. He's very dynamic, and it adds a lot to his offense.
Sora gets sent over there by Albert. Najar able to get there, gets it across to Vernon Evans. Good pick up and Ketrzinski there, but ran out of real estate trying to keep that one alive.
Yeah, Shawan just showing his length and his just how he can score going cross court like that.
Kelsey back to serve here for Pakmen. And catches Jarvis on the way through, trying to get across. As leaving that one was
I think the best
Owen
part
Kelly.
is Joey Jarvis looking right back here at the camera, knowing full well that that's on stream. Knowing full well that someone's going to clip that out.
Good hands.
Oh, man, yeah. Someone sign him up for the NFL, CFL.
Sora pushed to the outside to Ketrzinski off the block, and the response on the side out there from Blackfly. Just a standard run and sequence to the outside. Good pass up. Sora to the outside finds Ketrzinski off the block. Tools it out. They get one right back, and now it's Sora back to serve.
Ketrzinski's just so physical. He has that ability to get up there and swing really with the best of them. I remember watching him at the 2022 Pan Am Cup play for Team Canada, coming off the bench against the United States and really changing that around. Canada pulled off the reverse sweep in that one. Actually, speaking of which, Canada will be playing this afternoon in the 2024 Pan Am Cup against the United States.
Sora to the right side to Ketrzinski off the block. Able to get dug by Najjar. Pass back to the outside, and Bramwell able to find a gap in the block. Cutting across to close was Fenwick, but able to find that seam and the swing through from Bramwell.
Yeah, through the A there, as Brenda Willis would say. Joey Jarvis kind of fading away and creating that seam between him and Fenwick. But once again, Ketrzinski really challenging Shawan's block. And like, Shawan's block isn't just one of the biggest blocks here, it's one of the biggest blocks in the world. So love to see his confidence to really starting to use that block as a weapon of his own.
Ketrzinski back to serve for Blackfly. Spinner short into the net. And it gives one back to Pakmen. As it is 11-8, the advantage now for Pakmen. Approaching the midpoint here of the opening set. A hard serve by Shawan Vernon Evans, but it's short and into the net. Blake Fenwick, serve now for Blackfly. Pass in tight, Najjar, great run to Powell. Does it touch? They'll say no. As Beer came across to present the block, but pulls hands away, or the attack from Powell outside the frame of the block. No contact on the way through, another point for Blackfly on the attacking error. And a service error this time from Fenwick, gives one right back. Serve from Powell. As Sora goes to the outside, finds Albert.
Again.
Picked up by Kelly. To the right side to Jarvis. Over the top is Vernon Evans there to pick it up on the other side. Najjar in tight to Basilio off the block, and they'll recycle. Tipped back over by Beer. Kind of on that overpass there, not the contact maybe that Kelsey was looking for, and Beer able just to poke it loose. And converts for another point here for Blackfly, and brings Joey Jarvis back to the service line.
Jarvis has spent his career kind of floating around some of the pro leagues, but he's one of those guys, didn't play university, literally got scouted through the One Volleyball Premier League a few years ago. Just a great story of one of those guys. I remember he showed up at the Premier League and no one knew who he was, and he was beating some really, really good teams, some really, really big names, and just kind of impressing everyone. And then, you know, he's wearing his jersey right there, spent a year in the Bundesliga playing for Rottenburg.
Attack on that right side pin for the last point for Pakmen. As Basilio takes second ball and going to stay on top with the roll shot there as Vernon Evans sent into the middle to Beer. Finds contact on the block as Basilio pulls in to help cover and set up the block in the middle, and Beer converts off the hands.
Beer, Greenidge does such a good job on that first ball, getting underneath it and keeping it alive. I've been so impressed by him throughout this one. Shawan scooping that one to the ceiling, and Pakman's going to be out of system.
Kelly takes first. Sora to the outside. Ketrzinski down the line.
There we go.
Good defensive location there from Bramwell, but unable to keep it central and keep it up. Good swing.
Ketrzinski has been really, really solid so far. I told him I wanted him to put on a show, and so far he's listened. Albert, that was a rocket. Miscue though from Blackfly, and they're just going to dump that over. Oh my goodness, what's happening on both sides of the court here? Goodness gracious.
Too much pace on that free ball sent over, I think, from Ketrzinski. Yeah, great serve though from Albert to put Pakmen under right away, and it comes back over. And a little scrambly on both sides, but the point goes.
Not sure what Beer was doing on that one, stabbing up on that. Yeah, there we go, right through the seam by Basilio, and he's another guy I've been so impressed. And just for the record, I've been saying all tournament that he just finished 18U. Not that he's going into 18U, but he's 18 years old. He's going to his first year at Ball State. Don't be misrepresenting me in the chat, people.
Sora, the the right side to Jarvis, swings on a post,
Greenwich,
but it's
let's
dug
go.
out nicely though by Greenwich. Back the other way, Albert. Set to the outside, Ketrzinski.
Woo,
Another
again.
take by Greenwich. Outstanding work on the defensive side. Albert with a touch to keep it alive, and they're called on the net.
Oh, no.
What a great rally.
Come
at
on,
both
ref.
sides.
Put the whistle away on that one. That's not a rally you want to see end with a net touch. Let the ball decide.
Point does go to Blackfly and Beer.
Ooh, another good serve.
Forearm set to the outside to Vernon Evans off the top of the block. Albert able to keep it central. Jarvis, great ball out of system to the other side.
Oh, I don't think so.
No contact on the push across there by Ketrzinski.
I don't think so. Did you see anything?
I didn't see anything,
No,
but what
me
a
neither.
great set coming back with a forearm to that left side pin from Joey Jarvis. We're tied at 15. Midway, getting to the later stages here of this opening set. Just a flush there
Fenwick.
by
I'm
Blake
interested.
Fenwick.
I'm interested to know something must have happened to Tyler Pavlik because he's sitting without the knee brace on over on the bench beside Jackson Beer, and of course Pavlik at 200 or not 200, but like 6'8" should be in the middle. Instead, we've got like 6'2" maybe Blake Fenwick, but he's done a good job so far.
Yeah. Service error that time by Sora goes into the tape.
Also, arguably maybe the best dress with a classic Dikembe Mutombo jersey. And I've made a few Mutombo references today, and I didn't even know he was wearing that jersey, so that's just really serendipitous. Oh, that's a nice up there. And Fenwick hitting the meter ball out of the middle pretty much now outside.
Good scoop though.
Okay. Let's go. Time for
Bouchard to the
Pakmen. Okay.
What a way to put the outstanding rally, the best of the match so far, as Powell cuts hard into position one with a great swing to the outside of that block. But what a scramble on both sides of the net. Great defensive display from both of these teams. Dejar to serve.
Such a tough serve, moves so much.
Great pass up by Albert though. The roll from Jarvis recycles. Sora back to Jarvis. Great down the line, Joey Jarvis. As Bramwell didn't quite get up in time for the block, and he's able to turn straight down the line.
I love Joey Jarvis's attitude. He just comes down, throws that one down the line, shaking his head like, bro, these guys can't handle me.
Great sequence there from Jarvis as Ketrzinski will serve. Tied at 17 apiece, and he hits Bramwell on the way through with the serve.
That one was going out, but it was going out fast. That was a phaser there by Cole Ketrzinski. He just makes a face at us like, whoa, I got lucky on that one.
18-17, the advantage now for Blackfly. Ketrzinski coming a little more central this time, but has a bit too much pace on it, doesn't get it to turn enough, and it goes out the back.
You can see how much that moves, eh? He's not hitting it with any spin. He's hitting that flat, and it is moving.
Vernon Evans, serve. It's got a lot of pace behind it, but couldn't quite get the height. Goes into the net. And that'll bring Fenwick back to serve now for Blackfly with a 1.19-18 advantage in the late stages of this opening set of the bronze medal match of the Volleyball Pro-Am. Passed up by Greenrich. Dejar on the pipe to Vernon Evans. Straight down to Ketrzinski in location, but just way too much pace on that pipe run by Sharon Vernon Evans.
It's got to hit you, and it's got to hit you in the right spot. That's, you know, if Japan, if the Japanese, if the best players in Japan can't handle it, then, you know, it's going to be the same here with Beer going hard off the block there.
Great set by Sora to the outside to Zach Albert. Parallel to the net, just drops that left shoulder, able to get good location and pace on the set.
But he also really spread out the offense there. Everything has been going down in the middle a little bit, and that's when first one goes to Jackson Beer, gets slowed down. Second time, in a quick bang-bang play, flicks it out to the left side quickly. Jarvis puts it away.
20-19 for Blackfly. A spinner from Jarvis is short. He tries to go 1-to-1 on that cut, but doesn't quite get over top of the tape, and it's a service error. Brings us back even again. It's tied at 20, and Bramwell will go back to serve here for Pakmen. Spinner from Bramwell. Great pass up though by Owen Kelly. The right side, Jarvis able to evade the block, but unable to keep it within the confines of the court.
Yeah, evading the block into the next county.
And cuts it a little too far wide.
I think that one landed in Belleville.
Yeah. And it's now advantage to Pakmen, 21-20. Bramwell serving again and gives one back with the service error. And that'll bring Zach Albert to serve.
Another hybrid.
Najar to Vernon Evans, tipped over, picked up by Kelly.
Good read there by Owen. Oh.
Gonna say under the net.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was really hoping that Owen Kelly stopped. It looked like he did, but he's not fighting it against it at all. He knows he was underneath.
So 22-21 for Pakmen.
Going after Cole Cat.
By Ketrzinski into the middle to Beer.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Running that 31, cutting it thumb down, cross court. That's a beautiful swing by Jackson Beer.
Outstanding location and to finish it off with pace as well. Great swing by Beer. He's back to serve now. Clips the tape on the way through. Najar just dumps over. A great time for that to come from Jazraj Najar. Just comes across with that left hand and finds the gap and right in the middle of the
What I really love though is that on a normal dump, Cole Cat actually had him covered. But instead of dumping it over the shoulder, he was pushing it into the open where he could see it in front of him.
Kelsey back to serve here for Pakmen, 23-22. Sora to the outside, Ketrzinski. Does he catch the back line? No. It's going to go to Pakmen and bring them to set point. Good set and the push from Sora to the outside is Ketrzinski.
I want to see Ketrzinski challenge the block there again. Much like he was doing earlier in the set. That time he tries to go a little bit backdoor and it's just a little too long for him.
Serve from Kelsey.
Ooh, that one moved.
Sora able to cut across.
Hey.
Great adjustment there by Fenwick to swing off the block.
Fenwick there, he was not in a position to hit that ball, but such an athletic play to come around, put it off the block. It's a great swing by the former Western Mustang.
24-23, and Sora to serve. Yeah, kind of a hybrid there from Tom Sora. Tipped over the top, able to get there, picked up by Kelly, sent over Ketrzinski. Sort of able to flush. Scramble, but a good persistence and pursuit of the ball here by Blackfly. And pushed away there by Ketrzinski.
Now we've got some free volleyball here, Kyle. All tied up at 24s.
Location on the serve by Sora. Najar, they run the pipe to Basilio, and a good run by Powell to kind of get in the way of the block scheme and then just have Basilio come pop up in behind.
Basilio once again showing up when he's needed. His efficiency in all aspects of the game so far this weekend has been sky high.
Serve for Najar for the set. Passed up by Kelly. Sora, they run it.
Oh.
Same sequence on the other side of the net. They have Fenwick cutting to the inside as the decoy, and the swing coming around by Albert, but it's read nicely by the block. Opening set goes to Pakmen in a thriller, 26-24.
Yo, switch sides. I want it. For the stream. Switch sides. Just convincing the teams to switch sides here so we can get a look of both teams on either side of the court.
26-24 to Pakmen. A great set for both of these teams to start the bronze medal match. And I'm going to mention again, maybe a little bit of a feeling of a letdown after losing a semifinal, but certainly not playing like it in that opening set.
No, definitely seeing a little bit of fatigue. It's been a long weekend for these guys. I mean, this has essentially been a club tournament. Hell, for some, both these teams won their pools, so they were able to not have that pre-quarter, but this is their third match today, quarter, semi, now final. 4 matches yesterday, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. And if you look on these benches, has not many subs, and by not many, I mean none.
Yeah.
So these guys have been playing a lot of minutes here, and starting to see a little bit of fatigue, but definitely no lack of desire.
Yeah, and a great showcase of some of the quality that we have of players playing in Canada and playing on the pro circuit, and this matchup certainly worthy of a gold medal showdown, but the two teams that we will see in the gold medal obviously worthy of that recognition as well, as we will see Adapt and Pro-Am facing off in the gold medal match to follow this one here. As the victors of the semifinals that took place earlier this afternoon. As the teams get reset.
I'm interested to see how both these teams respond in the second set. Pakmen, dominated the first set of their semifinal, dominated the first half of the second set of their semifinal, and then teetered off just a little bit. Does Blackfly have enough left in the tank to make a late push here? Jazraz repping Humbert Volleyball for some reason. You transferring right now? You got something to tell us?
Jazraz Najar will start off the second set.
Okay.
In tight there from Albert. Swings across as Ketrzinski finds the back line. Location on the swing.
Cole Kett. Without either of the real middles of Pavlik or Jackson Beer, Cole Kett is hands down the most physical and biggest guy on the court right now for Blackfly.
Tom Sora back to serve for Blackfly. Passed up by Vernon Evans. Najar to the outside, Bramwell off the block. Picked up though by Sora.
No.
And a miscommunication there between Kelly and Fenwick. 3-point drops in there for Pakmen.
Oh, man. I told them to put on a show, and that's not the kind of clown show that I'm wanting right now, Kyle.
Sora to the outside to Jarvis, able to get there, no, as Najar was tucked underneath the block, couldn't quite get underneath it. Good deception on the attack there by Jarvis, able to get it over top of the block and drop it in front where the defense was set up. Second point of the second set for Blackfly. They take the early 2-1 lead. Ketrzinski, good pass up by Vernon Evans. Najar to the outside to Basilio.
Oh.
Maybe trying to find hands on that one, but
that's one of the first errors I've seen Will Basilio really make, and I actually don't mind it. He's being aggressive. He's looking for those hands. Yeah, once again, very impressed by this young man's game so far this weekend.
Great serve.
Big serve.
Ketrzinski.
Give it back to him.
The overpass, Sora to the outside. Jarvis puts that one away in a textbook sequence on the opposite side of the net by Blackfly.
And Blackfly jumping out to an early 4-1 lead here. Not really. This is exactly the response that they were wanting here, potentially trying to push a third set.
Another spinner upcoming by Ketrzinski, is short into the net this time. But a good service run by Cole Ketrzinski. As Powell will now come back to the service line, bring Kelsey into the front row for Pakmen. Spinner from Powell. Good set by Sora, finds Jarvis, but pushed back by Basilio.
Basilio! I love that. He was just up there hanging, throws it down. Not in my house, let's go.
See the patience at the net that time by Will Basilio. Great serve by Powell. Sora to the outside, off the top of the block, stays alive. Basilio sends it over, no, gets it right back on third. And couple great points from Will Basilio.
Wow. I was not making those types of plays when I was an 18U. I don't think I've ever made those types of plays, Kyle.
Outstanding. Last couple of points from Will Basilio. Passed up and received. Sora to the middle, cut by Fenwick, but Kelsey on the block.
Yeah, the Blackfly guys trying to play it off like it didn't hit one of them on the way out. Definitely did. Now Pakmen pulls within one, so or they're up, sorry, from down 4-1 to now leading 5-4, now 5-5, but what a big swing there off the back of Will Basilio.
4 points in a row until that service error for Pakmen. Ties us at 5 in the early stages of the second set. And Blake Fenwick go back to serve here for Blackfly. Off the tape, Vernon Evans able to get there. Greenridge high ball set to the outside to Basilio off the block. Triple block was sealed. Tipped over by Basilio this time. Second ball by Ketrzinski to Jarvis. Wipes it off the block. Does it catch the line? It does. It's Basilio there for the block and gets the friendly roll to touch the sideline on its way down. 6-5, the lead now for Pakmen.
I'm just kind of shaking my head in disbelief over here, you know? You got a lot of big names and some legends of this Pakmen Volleyball Club on this team right now, and yet one of the freshest national champions among the bunch is really balling out here today.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, and what a great set that time from Tom Sora. Sees the block kind of shifting over, maybe expecting either a right side ball or a set into the middle, but it's a one-on-one swing to the outside to Zach Albert, and he converts. Tied at 6 with Jarvis serving.
Oh.
Able to catch Greenridge a little bit flat. Tough to pass up nonetheless, but falls in front of Greenridge and can't pass that one back up.
That's one of the first times, I think that might be the first time I've seen him get ace this tournament, Kyle. Everything's so quiet.
Joey Jarvis. And this time Jarvis on the baseline. As a foot catches coming through. As Basilio. Go back to serve here now for Pakmen. Hard float serve by Will Basilio to the outside. Good swing away, but the block is there by Najar. And then just Pakmen in disbelief that they made the call, that they're saying that the ball had crossed the plane of the tape. As still potential for an opportunity for Pakmen to play that one up, but kind of Jackson Beer maybe taking that into his own hands.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind that call, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't
there was no one. If there was someone challenging Beer in that area, then maybe. Yes. But the only thing that like Greenidge was kind of going to maybe intercept the ball. I think that's the right call there.
I agree. Yeah, but a serve into the net gives the point right back to Pakmen. 8-7, the advantage here.
Kelsey going deep with that serve. They're going to right side to Jarvis. Perfect swing there by Joey Jarvis.
Sets the C ball to Joey Jarvis. Again, a great location on the set from Tom Sora.
Jazraj is going to give it to Powell off the block and out of bounds.
9-8. The advantage here for Pakmen. Najar will come back to serve. Sora back to Jarvis again. Can't find the baseline this time. The attacking error a little bit too far out the back. They continue to try to get Jarvis involved out of the back row as Sora finding him out of the C. Back-to-back points now for Pakmen. They take a 10-9 lead. Passed up by Albert, set to the outside, Ketrzinski. Just gonna get pushed back over there by Bramwell. Ketrzinski rolls this time, and in a good location was Najar, but had to poke kind of with the left hand coming across.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It was right there in front of his right, and then I know he was left-handed, but he moved across. That to me should have been a dig. You know, if I'm Jesse Sadie, I'm getting up and kind of looking at him and being like, bro, we taught you better than that. That's what happens when you go to York. No, I'm joking. I apologize. Kyle's cringing on that one.
Sora with a serve into the net.
Oh, watch, I'm going to get a DM from the Jordan, the York coach now. Or Nate Grunfeld, who works for them, being like, bro, come on. Hey, look at some of the guys. Like, you guys got two alumni Olympians. Actually, 4 with Mel and Brandy. Arthur Schwartz, Dan Deering, that one was long. Mel Brandy. On paper, York University is one of the strongest volleyball universities in Canada.
12-10 the lead here for Pakmen. Vernon Evans just tees off on that swing and gets the ace.
Wow. And I mean, right away, Cole Kett was pointing in on that one. Goodness gracious. The action on that ball was ridiculous.
Yeah, spinner again upcoming by Vernon Evans this time. Comes out the back, and Vernon Evans will take accountability for that missed serve, but took one on the previous swing through. 13-11.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back there and serve an ace, you've pretty much got free game to go, and go for it again. Now up by 2 is Pakmen. They were trailing by 4 earlier in this set and have worked their way back.
Overpass there by Greenridge. Let's do a sequence run and another swing by Jarvis off the block of Basilio and up into the back wall. A lot of pace on that swing by Jarvis.
I'm really happy that Jarvis made that decision. He sometimes tends to try to go cross court too much and look for the open court, but instead saw that Basilio was moving, just went off the block out of bounds.
Passed up by Vernon Evans, the high ball, middle of the court. Najjar to the outside, gonna get sent over on the free ball by Basilio. Set to the outside, great swing by Zach Albert. Some pace behind that one.
Yeah, Tom Sora's really slinging out to the left side right now, and Albert sped up his shoulder, pushed that one a little bit to get that to early, get it down into the seam. That's a really good swing, a set and swing there by Tom Sora and Zach Albert.
13 apiece here in the second set, as Ketrzinski gives one back on the service error. Gives the advantage temporarily back to Pakmen. As Matt Powell. Back to serve. Deep float serve, and they leave. That one goes out the back.
That one was real close, it looks like, though.
Like it was going to drop and maybe catch that baseline, but Blackfly had confidence that that one was going out the back. And they give one back on the serve from Fenwick. Bramwell back to serve here now for Pakmen with a 15-14 advantage. And it's another service error, this time from Pakmen. Gives the point back, and now Jarvis to the line for Blackfly.
Blackfly's got to start making some moves, I think. I know we're all tied up right now, but they're just seeming a little flat at the moment. Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah. Kelsey was thinking that was a clean touch there from Basilio, who was quick to put that idea away on the lift before it had made contact with the court. But yeah, great swing again on the other side by Zach Albert. Pulls this to a 1-point Blackfly advantage. Passed up by Basilio. Najjar back to Basilio, has to adjust and go with the left hand to tip it over. Get back the other way from Albert. Najjar to Basilio, and wipes it off the block and challenges at the tape. Albert on the triple block, sealed by Basilio coming across, joins Kelsey and Najjar, and they convert for a great block point there from Pakmen.
Yeah, Kelsey just really doing a good job of being big and pushing, right? He's really active with his hands, really pushing in deep. It's a really solid block up there for Pakmen, but I want to see them try to go over the top of Jazz Najjar a little bit, right? Pro-Am did that really, really well in the semifinals, and that's partly what helped them get the win.
Ketrzinski swings out of the back row. Run the overload to the right side. Bramwell, as he catches the sideline, they're going to say no.
You know what? Right now, if I'm Blackfly, I'm going to overload on Terrell Bramwell. He hasn't been having a good game offensively, and if you start giving on that out of system ball, I don't know why Cole Kett is trying to go down the line at Greenidge. Greenidge has been proving up to the task all day, all weekend long. Why not go cross court, make Terrell Bramwell play that first ball, and maybe put Pakmen out of system. Oh, that's up. That's good. That's not good, though.
Great defensive effort by Greenridge to get that one up in the first place to keep Pakmen in system. And then the pancake defensive effort on the other side by Blackfly. But the attacking error out of the pipe goes a little bit long and out the back. Gives the point back to Pakmen, and Calcio back to serve here. We're all tied at 17. Pakmen leading the match 1-0 and a 26-24 opening set win. Teams separated by the absolute minimum.
Oh!
By Vernon Evans. Locates Ketrzinski and puts that one away without question.
That was emphatic. And, you know, Ketrzinski's done so well all afternoon long here in this match of challenging Vernon Evans' block, but that time there was nowhere to go but down.
Slight advantage back now for Pakmen. Kelsey back to serve again.
I won't lie, I'm cheering for Blackfly right now just because I want a third set.
Tipped over the top.
Oh.
Bramwell got a little bit locked. And drops to the open floor and the tip over top of the block. Jackson Beer back to serve now for Blackfly. Tied at 18. Pushed by Basilio to the outside. Vernon Evans swings away. That's picked up by Beer. Jarvis sends it back over. Bramwell, first ball. Najar cuts in. And it gets lost in contact there. That's a little jammed up on that sequence.
That's a huge play. Getting a break point right now for Blackfly is massive, but getting a break point by digging Shawan is even bigger. That's a big mental win there for Blackfly. Oh, back-to-back points, just like that. Blackfly back in control of this match.
20-18 the advantage, and a couple of miscues on the Pakmen side of the net as Beer will continue to serve. And it's short, gives one right back, stalling any momentum built up by Blackfly. As Jazraj Najar back to serve. Brings Bramwell back to the front row. And three attacking options in the front. Vernon Evans, Bramwell, and Powell.
This is definitely the strongest rotation right here for Pakmen. Oh.
Cut by Jarvis. Najar with a good dig, though.
Someone was on the antenna there, and I'm pretty sure it was Terrell Bramwell.
Passed up by Jarvis. Sora to the outside. Ketrzinski.
Oh.
Tips over the top as Najar was deep there.
Yeah, and
maybe a little communication, trying to have him pull in a little bit further with the size of the block.
Yeah, that's exactly what Shawan's saying right now as he calls a timeout and walks off. He's like, guys, they're not hitting through me, right? The best players in the world can't hit through me, okay? So they're going to go over the top, and Colcat has done a really good job of those past two shots of just rolling it over the top of Shawan, of just being outside of the reach and falling it right behind. But if I'm Jazz Najar or Terrell Bramwell right now, I'm standing on that tee. Right, I'm standing there so that that tip is just a quick outstretch for me. But Blackfly has done a really, really good job to get themselves back into this second set and be in a position to force the third.
21-19 as Pakmen take the timeout. It's been a great rally, good sequence, collection of about 5 or 6 points over the last couple from Blackfly to be down 1 and now up 2. It's been a great showcase of talent all weekend long, coming right down to the wire here in the second set. And Pakmen taking the opening set 26-24. Blackfly now up a pair of right now at 21-19, coming back out of the timeout. As they look to force a third and deciding set. In the Volleyball Pro-Am bronze medal matchup. And again, our gold medal match to take place shortly. Serve from Sora. Najar high ball to Vernon Evans off the block of Ketrzinski and out of play. And just so much pace and good location on the attack there by Vernon Evans to find the hands, and attack hard and deflect off and out of play. 21-20. Spinner from Vernon Evans. No, takes a bit off. Ketrzinski passes up. Sora to the outside. Jarvis just with a tip. Kind of a throw tip coming across on that left side as Greenridge cuts underneath to try to pass it up, but I think maybe the pace coming off of it was a little bit deceiving.
Yeah, that one, it just hit a few guys, hit the block, hit Basilio, then hit Greenridge, so there's just too many ping-ponging plays there.
22-20 the lead now for Blackfly.
We're just waiting for a quick mop there and grabbing another ball. There we go.
Great pass up by Basilio, though. We're in the middle of the
I
Powell.
love that.
Good location on the set that time from Jazraj Najjar as Powell kind of runs that 30 inside, gets away from the middle block set up, and just great pace on the ball. Back to within one, 22-21. Sora, the overload out of the pipe there to Ketrzinski. And a great read by Kelsey on that time. Everett is in the blink of an eye. Pakmen's back within, no, excuse me, they're tied now.
Yeah, we're all tied up, 22s.
Powell, deep float serve. Doesn't catch the baseline. It's out of bounds, and the service error leads to a 1-point advantage with Fenwick back to serve for Blackfly. And that brings Jackson Beer back into the front row. Fenwick, great serve, but a better pass by Vernon Evans. The right side, Bramwell swings to the outside of the block, and a great time for Terrell Bramwell to get involved in the offense, and great swing to the outside of the block.
Yeah, Bramwell's been pretty quiet so far here in this bronze medal match, but we all know how much of a baller he is.
23 points apiece here late in the second set. Spinner from Bramwell.
Nicely handled by Kelly.
And touches on the way through.
Beer did a really good job of managing that set. It was a little lower than he wanted, but he was able to come up over top of it, add some spin, and push it to the back line there.
Set point now for Blackfly. So they again try to push this to a third and deciding set for the Pro-Am bronze medal. Spinner
there.
Jarvis set to the outside to Basilio off the block. The net's moving around. It's going to be called on Blackfly, and that'll extend us into extra points once again.
We've been here before, and remember, it was Blackfly advantage last time too. Pakmen was able to push it with 2 quick points, so let's see if Blackfly can respond a little differently this time.
Basilio floats, passed up by Ketrzinski to the outside off the top of the block. Basilio's there to pick it up. Najjar to the outside. Vernon Evans through the block as Beer comes across and gets good contact on as he's joined by Sora on the block. Just way too much force coming off that attack from Vernon Evans.
And just like that, Kyle, we've got bronze medal point here for Pakmen. They lead 25-24.
Float serve by Basilio that goes the length of the court. And it's a service error by Will Basilio.
I don't know who that young man doing lines down there is, but he's been on it. He has been on it. He must be like a local or something over here in Kingston, because he's got the stance and everything. Oh, Kyle, you good? That was a phaser. Did you say something bad about Kyle?
Three passing over here.
Yeah, did you say something bad about Zach Albert over there? I'm gonna watch this back on the stream. Oh, did you see that?
Nope.
We'll have to watch that back again. That looks sick. We're gonna clip that out, Zach.
Reset off the block.
Oh yeah, what a good recycle.
Outside, Jarvis. Can't quite
Terrell
find the back
Bramwell.
corner.
Here's
Basilio,
a chance now.
Vernon Evans.
Oh my goodness! Just as he goes to swing, I mean, that can't be a reserve. There's no way that can be a reserve.
The fire alarm going
The
here.
fire alarm going up like
Did
that.
it hit something on our after hitting me?
No, no. Wow. I'm in favor of Pakmen, right? Shawan was in the action of hitting, and he still got the point.
I think we might have to go first and foremost.
Oh yeah, we've got the volunteers out there saying we got to go. All right, we're gonna leave this stream running, and we'll get back to when we get back. Yeah, so they're making us evacuate and leave. So I'm just going to keep the stream running. And yo, that's hilarious. Well, I think Pakmen's won. We'll figure it out when we come back. All right, so alarm is done. We're going to figure out what's happening. I think we should just call that game. I think it was done. Let's go figure it out. All right, well, we're just going through. The game has been decided to go to Pakmen, made an executive decision. That's the way it should be. So we're just going through some of the tournament all-stars here after the bronze medal match. Setter's going to Tom Sorda. One of the left sides is Zach Hutchinson. The other one, we got Shawan Vernon Evans. Mark Wilson being named as one of the middle all-stars. Of course, former national team athlete. Guelph Griffin. Ooh, and Dax Tompkins getting named as the other one. He's going to run in from Pro-Am Volleyball so far. Well, I guess Adapt was there with Mark Wilson. Hope the best libero is going to that Brazilian guy, Cassiato. Nice little photo op there for the boys. Dax Tompkins and Mark Wilson. Cole Ketrazinski getting named the All-Star opposite. I guess these nominations were done by the team, so we can't really argue with them. Quentin Greenidge getting the libero All-Star. Actually, I'm into that. It was between either him or the Adapt guy, Cassiato. Honestly, I would have given Setter to Matsuto. All the All-Stars. Oh, they're going to put the shirts on too, eh? Gotta love that. Why is there 57 of you still watching? That's crazy. Thank you for staying with us here as honestly, that was probably one of the funniest ends to a match I've ever seen. It's like the fireworks went off like a little too early. That's all. But I'm fully endorsing Pakmen winning this event here, as we're seeing the boys just line up and take a photo. No, Pakman's not at all. Zach's trying to give them their prize, and Pakmen. Oh, Shawan's just going to go grab it all for himself. I love that. Boys, please consume that responsibly after the tournament. As long as one of you is sober to drive home. That's all that we need. No, we don't need no drunk driving out here. Okie dokie. Well, we were going to see if we can get some interviews in with some of the guys from either of the teams.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just gonna use this mic here to do some interviews now. Okay. Okay. Who's doing our first interview? Owen, are we doing an interview? Jesse, you want your interview or what's up? Are we doing show? Can you make sure that we're in the Wait, you tired? Bro, like that was a club tournament. That was a club tournament.
I'm not used to that many games anymore. Usually, one game a day, call it a day. Yeah. So it's definitely it's good to get back out and off season for me. So excited to kind of just even get out, be with the my friends and stuff and play. Obviously we didn't win, but it was still good and gave young guys opportunities. So I thought that was pretty cool.
a lot of generations of Pakmen greatness there. From the first national championship with Terrell all the way to the latest with Will. Is that special? And I know you guys have been doing some runs over the Pakmen facilities this summer, but is it special to link up with these guys and just a bunch of legends and get the play a tournament?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think like we're all different in age, so we obviously never really played, and really only me, Pal, and Jazzkarn were like close enough in age to be like in the club at really the same time, like where we knew each other. But yeah, to play with Terrell, like one of my best friends, is like very cool and fun. And like even just seeing like the young guys like playing with Quentin, like Will and Josh, I was like, I feel like they have very bright futures. Even Jazzkarn, and even seeing Pal, like Pal hasn't played in a long time, and he still like looks as good as he was like when he was playing. So I hope all of them, believe that they can go pro, because I think they can if they work hard enough to do it.
I mean, not to mention, there's only 2 dudes in that last match who didn't play Pakmen. Basically, the entire,
yeah.
literally, like you go through, other than Owen and Blake, every one of those guys is a Pakmen guys. You guys have been dominating it. How's the body feel after that?
Oh, it definitely feels like it's good to get going. Like I haven't done something like that, but like I've been playing, like you said, every week. I've been doing a little more than they have, so like I feel like pretty good. It was just weird playing left side. Like I haven't done that in years. So like for me, it was just like being involved like almost every play, kind of more so than being a right side, and like having more responsibility like in a different like aspect was kind of fun. I missed like playing left side a bit, but definitely gonna use it to like get better at receiving, because maybe I could play left side going forward. So
You want to play left side in Japan?
we'll see about that. I don't know. My team's not too fond of that idea. They want me to stay right, but maybe to challenge myself, so I always want to challenge myself to do more, so we'll see.
Awesome. Show. It's good to see you again, man.
You too, man. Cheers. Thank you.
Great job. Who's going to crush the most of these Cottage Springs?
Jesse? Jesse for sure. 100%. I don't really drink Cottage Springs, but
What do you do? Do you drink?
more so like I'm a fan of like whiskey.
Whiskey. All right. I'll know that. Next time we have a chat, I'll bring you a nice bottle.
Sure. Say no
All
more.
right.
Have me on. See Alex.
All right. Owen, one of the aforementioned few guys who wasn't a Pakmen guy.
I know.
You guys talked a lot of smack and said that this was going to be the final. Ended up being the bronze. Ultimately, Pakmen, they get the best of you guys. How's the vibes? How you guys feeling right now?
Vibes are all high. I mean, it's been high vibes all weekend. Last night especially, you were out with us. It was good vibes. So
Definitely some high vibes.
we chose our team off of skill and vibes. So we knew guys would be meshing on and off the court. So I think overall we're just tired. Didn't really care about the win there, but would have been nice to replay that last point. But hey, it's good vibes all around.
The boys came together this weekend. What was it like playing with these guys? What was it like playing against this Pakmen team? What was it like playing so far in this tournament?
I mean, it was awesome. I've never played any like next gen, any Team Canada, Team Ontario. So I've always only played at Western. Great players, but playing with these guys, it's pretty special. Playing with some pro guys, some very high level players. Playing against Shawan first time, so that was fun to see, fun to play against. Yeah, I mean, it's high level all around.
Are we gonna see more of this team out? Like, are these? You can get in here. Are we gonna see you guys again? Like, what's up? Can we keep this going?
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I think Team Blackfly next year. Hopefully, we'll sponsor the event. Get some flies for everybody going. Yeah.
I will drink Blackflies on stream. Like I gotta drive back to Toronto right now, but I will overconsume on stream. Oh yeah, I think so too. I'll heckle way more if I'm drunk.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll supply the boys next year.
Yeah, I think you guys should keep this going because you guys are both in Toronto, right?
Yeah, and we probably would have won that match if it wasn't for the fire alarm. So
Yeah, I'm sure.
we have to come back next year. and see.
Your cat-like reflexes really affected you at that.
I did watch the video. It was before the swing, the fire alarm.
No, the lights.
No, you listen. Watch it back. Watch it back.
It's kind of like Maradona, like hand to God. It's like some shit happens in games.
Well, they would
It's-
argue
it's
the
gonna-
same thing if that happened to them. So
It's going to go down in like history books. People watch it back like, oh, what could have happened? Like they could have gotten third, could have taken it, but you never know, eh? That's sports.
Well, boys, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys coming out. Actually, big shout out to Jackson. Jackson's the one who put me on this. He messaged me on the Discord and was like, yo, have you heard about Zach's tournament? It's pretty legit. I looked it up, heard about it, and I was like, this sounds like fun. Sounds like something I want to be a part of. People at home, you'll know next year. Come to Kingston. Come to Kingston. We'll make it a time.
Thanks to Zach and Jake also putting on a great tournament. That was awesome. So excited to run it back next year. I'm sure it'll be even bigger. So good tournament.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate you. All right, thanks, guys. We're going to set up for the gold medal match.